Microsoft is one of the world's most powerful and technologically advanced corporations, but have you ever thought about what it is like to work there? Microsoft's sprawling headquarters are not your typical corporate office. It is more like a miniature city, with its own transportation system, shopping mall, tree houses, and even a grimy lake for dunking cocky senior executives. And that is before we get into the secret underground tech labs where the future of our online lives is being developed, or the hallway where high fives are mandatory. So join us today as we don our lanyards and go deep inside Microsoft's headquarters. Microsoft headquarters, which spans just over 500 acres in the Seattle suburb of Redmond, Washington, is appropriately referred to as a campus. It has dozens of buildings, over 100 in total, as well as sports fields, woodland trails, and secluded courtyards for well-deserved breaks, just like a university or college campus. In February 1986, just a month before going public and beginning its meteoric rise to the top of the tech sector, the company relocated to this site, a former chicken farm. Initially, only 6 buildings with a total capacity of 800 employees were built. Today, the Redmond campus employs approximately 50,000 people. As befits a nerdy software company, the first 6 buildings were numbered rather than named. That naming convention has persisted to the present day. Employees navigating Microsoft's sprawling campus in its own dedicated fleet of hybrid minibuses must keep track of which number building does what. If you go, you will probably go to Building 92 first because it houses the Microsoft Visitor Center. Inside, you will find a company museum detailing the company's illustrious history. You will undoubtedly take advantage of the opportunity to play with the most recent versions of Microsoft software, such as the Forza Racing series or the recently acquired Minecraft. There is also an opportunity to evaluate your LinkedIn profile, another Microsoft subsidiary, and test out the latest gadgets Microsoft believes will revolutionize your workplace in the not-too-distant future. There is even a Microsoft apparel store with a section dedicated to Bing merchandise if you want. If you go to Building 16, make a point of going into the courtyard, where Walk of Fame-style panels have been installed in the flagstones to commemorate past Microsoft product launches. Building 8 is where a young shy executive named Bill Gates met his future wife Melinda. According to the story, both were working overtime as usual and nervous Bill summoned all of his courage to go say hello to the pretty girl who was also hacking away late into the night. The rest, as they say, is history. A word of caution about Building 7. If anyone ever suggests meeting them there, politely decline because Building 7 does not exist. Despite being an important part of Microsoft's internal folklore and vibrant prank culture, no one knows for certain why there is no Building 7. Some claim that it was prohibited by city permit restrictions. Others believe the ground here is unstable. Others argue that it was simply overlooked during the heady days of Microsoft's breakneck late 90s expansion. Building 87 is home to some of the company's most advanced hush-hush research, which is equally mysterious in its own right. There is no way of knowing for sure what goes on inside, but hints about an Orwellian-sounding department of human data or the hypnotic noise-canceling ancient chamber provide plenty of fodder for speculation about whatever Willy Wonka madness they are up to inside. The Maker Garage is located elsewhere and is a little more visible in terms of what it does. The garage is a workshop set aside for employees to try out ideas they have been tinkering with in private, a nod to the company's humble beginnings back in the Gates family's Albuquerque carport. It is fully stocked with laser cutters, 3D printers, soldering equipment, and every tool imaginable. The garage also hosts regular challenge nights where employees investigate the possibilities of the Internet of Things and even the futuristic science of biohacking. But Redmond is not all work and no play. The campus also offers numerous opportunities for stressed engineers to relax. There are 2 soccer fields, a basketball court, softball nets, a green for playing balls, a box ball variant, and a few beach volleyball nets. There are even running paths. If that sounds too strenuous, there are random pool tables and college campus classic ping pong inside several of the labyrinthine office buildings. The company has provided the ultimate shared amenity to help employees put in the long shifts required to keep Microsoft at the top of a fiercely competitive marketplace. The Commons, which first appeared on the Redmond campus in 2009, is a 2-story 1.4 million square foot mall with plenty of retail and dining options. Microsoft makes a point of supporting local Seattle businesses, which is why hungry visitors to the Commons can sip Pike Place coffee while nibbling on flying pie pizza. There is everything from guitar stores to bike repair shops, a hair salon, an auto body shop, and several cell phone retailers here. However, do not expect to find the most recent iPhone here. Microsoft works hard to make the most of Washington State's beautiful natural surroundings. A cluster of treehouse offices and meeting rooms was recently built on campus, allowing employees to get up in the canopy for a refreshing lungful of inspiration. Among the original clump of low-rise 80s offices is a well-known body of water called Lake Bill, named after, you guessed it, Lake Bill. Managers and even top-level executives like Gates and co-founder Steve Ballmer, according to company tradition, dive into the murky pond whenever a new product launch exceeds their expectations or overcomes their initial skepticism. All of this is intended to foster a collaborative culture and a sense of family at Microsoft. And if you are lucky enough to visit the Microsoft campus, be sure to join in the fun, especially when you pass someone in the famous high five corridor.